Right now, I am using its own database. So until now, whatever I asked, it has been pre-trained by the OpenAI guys based on millions of documentation. I don't know from where, but they have already trained it. ChatGPT does not pick anything from internet. It doesn't go to Google. It doesn't go anywhere. It looks at the database on which it has been trained, and it creates the responses, taking the information pieces from that database. It does not go to any internet until I tell it to go to internet. All the information, all the wisdom it is giving me is built into its core already. Okay, but remember that the ChatGPT is trained on a database or a know-how. ChatGPT is basically AI model to search the information and index it and provide it to you. Imagine that you apply ChatGPT on your documentation. It's not going to go to internet. It's going to search only in your documentation. It's not going to use its own database. That database we're going to do like a total erase. The next step which I'm going to take is where I'm going to start with a blank slate. I'll going to demonstrate that one. ChatGPT can take anything. It can be trained on videos. It can be trained on articles, procedures, PDFs, any other repository you have in your organization. It can be millions of documents, doesn't matter. It's going to take some time to understand the document, its syntax, its organization, its structure, and everything. But it can take any documents you present in the information in any format. And as you provide more and more documents, it's going to learn from it. The way this model is built, it creates a lot of contextual connections. So it understands the even if you provide half-cooked information, then it creates its own neurons where it can create the knowledge connection. My experience with this one is even if you provide very little information, it's going to do wonder by connecting that knowledge in a way you may not have anticipated before.
Interesting.
And then just like a human, it draws out the conclusions or inferences. And that gives us intelligence to be able to process the information and give you the wisdom out of that one. When we go to the documentation area, I'm going to actually show you how, based on a very little information, it's going to create its own intelligence. What I'm going to tell is, I'm going to tell ChatGPT to forget all the knowledge that has been fed to it and start like a blank slate. And then I'm going to give it my own information, and then it's going to learn from that information. I'll demonstrate that one over here at number 7. And the beauty about this one is they train it on minimal information. It creates knowledge out of that one. But sometimes we need to be careful that knowledge may not be correct. So we need to validate to make sure that it is building the right wisdom. Because sometimes there is chances that from tiny information, when you're creating wisdom, that might not be correct. So still they are improving the model. Today I'm using ChatGPT 3.5. But if I use 4.0, it is extremely accurate and very powerful. But it is very slow, so I didn't want to use that one today. The moment I say, no, that wasn't quite right, I didn't get it, or this wasn't, it knows that my answer did not work very well for the user. And it also remembered that I told him that I don't know anything about Excel. So then it associates that response to a novice. Next time any novice is going to ask me this question, I'm not going to give this answer. So it builds upon anytime you ask a question. When you say, no, this is not correct, it's not going to change its database. It's going to say, according to my database, this is this. Okay.
Got it.
Basically, it's just like your SMEs. So your SME is going to look at that feedback. They can say, okay, this one didn't work, this one worked, this one wasn't efficient, the user couldn't find the information. And then they're going to fine tune their connections so that it is better next time. That's how somebody need to keep watching those sessions in the model.